You're listening to the Assembly on Pulmonary Circulation podcast, brought to you by the American Thoracic Society.
Well, listeners, welcome back to the ATS Pulmonary Circulation Assembly Practical PH podcast. This is our first episode on the new platform, and we're excited to be back discussing important pulmonary vascular disease topics. Kathryn, care to introduce today's show?
Yes, back by popular demand, today's episode is our ATS 2025 Pulmonary Circulation Preview. This year's conference is May 16th through 21st in San Francisco, and registration is currently open, so please get on it. We're very fortunate today to be joined by the ATS PC 2025 Program Chair and Chair-elect, Drs. Andrea Frump and Dr. Soban Umar. Andrea, Soban, can you tell us a bit about yourselves and give us an introduction to the program committee and how folks can get involved?
I'm Andrea Frump. I am a PhD scientist at Indiana University. I am your program chair this year. Thank you both, first of all, for having us back. We're trying our best to get all this information out to as many people as possible. We know it can be overwhelming going to ATS. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting us. I'll go ahead and kind of do the update on how to get involved in the program committee and then let Soban introduce himself. So for the program committee to get involved, you email Soban. He's our chair-elect. He's taking over the committee in May. So if you want to get involved, you're welcome to get involved. Contact Soban. If you're early career or, still a trainee, you can get involved with the Assembly Apprentice Program. We take one apprentice every year, and they help us out quite a bit. And you can always attend the Pulmonary Circulation Assembly meeting in the morning at ATS to pitch your ideas. And then we really encourage you. Anyone throughout the assembly can submit their scientific programming ideas. If there's something you want to see programmed, please submit it. Your thoughts are what makes our conference and what we build our conference around. So if you have an idea for a symposium, meet the expert, or postgraduate course, please submit those. They're due pretty quickly after ATS, and anybody at any career level, you're welcome to submit. So yeah, and then Soban.
All right, thank you, Andrea, and thank you, Meghan and Kathryn. My name is Soban Umar. I'm a physician scientist at UCLA, and I'm mainly interested in mechanisms of right heart failure. It's a pleasure to be represented here. I'm the PC program chair-elect. It's been an honor to work with Andrea on this project for programming the 2025 ATS PC Assembly programs. We have an exciting program for you, and happy to discuss and share more details as we go along.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for that introduction. As a member of the program committee, it's definitely a great way to get involved with ATS and the ATS conference and sort of shape the conference, like you mentioned, as you want to see it. So the International ATS Conference typically has a theme. Can you tell us the theme for this year and how you see this being integrated into the pulmonary circulation sessions?
Yeah, I think the main theme of the conference is development of disease over the lifespan. So I think throughout the programming, hopefully you will see the representation of the PC Assembly in regards to the same theme, and hopefully there will be abstracts and presentations and talks relevant to that theme.
Yeah, the theming, it really focuses on the basic science core sessions. So these are 2 symposiums that are programmed, I believe, on Sunday morning and afternoon, which, yes, as Soban said, we do have pulmonary circulation speakers in both sessions. These were put together by a working group, which we have Dr. Kara Goss and Dr. Eric Schmidt representing our assembly on that working group, and they worked really hard to put together a great program. And as Soban said, the basic theme for this is the developmental origins of lung disease across the lifespan. So there's 2 talks they worked on, or 2 symposiums they worked on. And these aren't finalized quite yet, but the first is on life stage from development to growth to aging, imparts differential injury repair responses. And then the second is developmental programming of fibrosis for modeling across the lifespan. So these were the working titles that they had thus far. And again, PC speakers will be in both.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Can you all orient us about the different types of sessions that attendees can expect this year? And are you particularly excited about any?
Right. So there's no significant changes to the way ATS has been for the last few years. You have your scientific symposium, which are specific to your assembly. So this year we have 4. We also have programming based on the abstracts that were submitted by you all. So these are funneled into different session types. One session type being the mini symposium. These are 10-minute presentations. We also have poster discussion sessions, including a rapid poster discussion session. And then we have thematic poster sessions. And then there's also programming that was submitted as a proposal, and they're more focused on education, and they're little extra learning tools. And these are Meet the Experts seminars. They're about 1 hour. And then postgraduate courses, which can be either a full day or a half day on very focused topics. So we're happy to have pulmonary circulation focused topics for those sessions as well.
Awesome. Maybe we can just kind of jump into some of your what you're most looking forward to in terms of the different types of sessions.
Right. Well, there's a ton of stuff. And I think we have a little reminder at the end to stay through until Wednesday. But please stay through till Wednesday. We have programming from all the way Saturday to Wednesday. So hopefully there'll be something at every time slot that could be of interest to our assembly. So for me, I think if we were to start with, I don't see scientific symposium, but I'm going to start with some scientific symposium. I don't know if you have a slide for that or not. Yep. Okay. Sorry. So for that one, I think the one that I'm really interested in is, what day is it? Hold on. I believe it is the session on, what is it? Monday afternoon. And basic scientists, so I have to shout out the Basic Science Symposium. So it's pulmonary hypertension, unraveling cellular phenotype shifts across the timeline of disease progression. And I think this is interesting to me because I feel like this is such a hot area of research. As we're getting more and more single cell data, that we're learning how to interpret it and incorporate it. I think that's going to be a theme at this year's ATS. So it's looking at how different cell types, including endothelial cells, muscle cells, pericytes, fibroblasts, how these shift along disease progression, and kind of how they interplay with each other. So I think it's going to be a really interesting session, especially as we're starting to define these cell types a little bit differently as well. So I think it'll be a good session.
Was there a particular scientific symposium you're looking forward to, Soban?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I'm really curious about the liver-lung axis in pulmonary vascular disease from bench to bedside session. I think this is definitely something truly new and novel. And we have recently shifted focus as a community to the extrapulmonary manifestations of pulmonary vascular disease. So I think this hopefully will extend more curiosity towards looking into the liver-lung access. And yeah, really looking forward to the speakers and the research presented here.
Any of the poster discussion sessions that you all are particularly looking forward to?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to make you jump backwards. But yeah, we have 4 poster discussion sessions this year, and an additional rapid poster discussion session. So we did our best to split it between clinical focused topics and preclinical and translational focused topics. So the one session that I am surprisingly interested in is Tuesday afternoon. It called Escaping Alcatraz: Integrative Omics Approaches to Pulmonary Vascular Disease from Single Cell to Systemic Insights. Let's discuss the data. And I think I'm kind of surprised that I'm interested in this, because single cell approaches and omics approaches are kind of like speaking a different language to me. But we had so many abstracts submitted to us this year focusing on these approaches that we decided to have a poster discussion session where all of these abstracts can be in one room and we can really start to talk about the data, the quality of the data, what it means. So this session actually has clinical omics data as well as preclinical omics data. And we're talking single cell to metabolomics. So it's really to sit down and have a discussion amongst ourselves of what kind of quality control do we need? How do we interpret this data? How do we place this in context of disease? That's really the goal of this poster discussion session. So I'm really excited about it, and I hope it's well attended and we have some really good conversation.
That sounds great. How about our Meet the Expert and postgrad sessions this year? I think we had some good representation in programming, which is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Meet the Expert session, we have 3 of those. Really looking forward to all of them. There's the Hitchhiker's Guide to Navigating Single-Cell RNA Sequencing, Critical Insights for Users. Then we have the Gray Areas Management for PH in the Patient with Comorbidities. So more clinical. And then
it's like every patient now.
Yeah.
Very relevant.
Yeah. And the third one is Too Bad Diseases Are Worse Than One: Pulmonary Hypertension in ILD and COPD. And there's a lot of focus on ILD PH in this year's conference. So these are the Meet the Expert sessions that are there.
That sounds like a daily summary of my clinical practice. So I'll definitely be trying to check that one out.
Yeah.
Then I think we have a couple post-grad courses I know that we as an assembly are really looking forward to.
Yeah, so we have we are fortunate to have one full-day postgraduate course and one half-day course. So the full-day course is Pulmonary Hypertension: What You Need to Know Today. And this is a very comprehensive and interesting session. And it will actually, it will have like ATS community-wide appeal. It will provide a comprehensive review and update about PH after the recent 7th World Society of Pulmonary Hypertension meeting. And this session promises to have diverse array of speakers and hopefully a lot of discussion on many different aspects, including healthcare disparities as well. So hopefully this will be a tour de force for PH topics and speakers all in one. Then the half-day course is also very interesting. It's titled A Swan Dive into Hemodynamics: Mastering Pulmonary Artery Catheters. So again, I think this will be also of interest to all the PH enthusiasts. So really looking forward to these.
I think that would be a great session for early career folks or people that are still in training as well to get some insight into doing right heart casts for PH. So that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, if anyone has any time or energy in between all those awesome sessions, I know that we want to make sure that they have time to get to our assembly meeting. So do either or both of you want to give a little plug for that?
Yeah, you should try to come to the assembly meeting. This is where you can meet your fellow assembly members. This will be where we summarize what each committee does, which I realize we didn't really talk about what the program committee does. So program committee reviews all of the abstracts and proposals, and we program those into what becomes ATS and the PC assembly programming at ATS. But that's where we can discuss what different committees are doing on behalf of the assembly. And if you're interested in joining or participating, this is where you can really meet who are the chairs of those committees. It's also where we have the time to honor our travel award recipients for their outstanding work. So it's a great time to meet people and, see what we're doing and what we want to do for the following year. So you should come.
And there's usually good food, snacks.
Food, yeah, good snacks.
Yeah, I've found it to be a fun social and networking event for sure, worth attending. Yeah, as we're wrapping up here, I mean, the ATS conference is huge and seems to grow every year. And great that PC Assembly has increasing representation as well. I feel like it's easy to feel overwhelmed. So do either of you as veterans of the ATS conference have any tips or tricks for first-time attendees and on how to make the most of it?
Yeah, so I think for the majority of our program, which is the mini symposium, the poster discussion sessions, and the thematic poster sessions, which we didn't touch on, but there's 15 of those. And so Soban and I did our best to kind of differentiate the pulmonary circulation assembly sessions by giving them all kind of a nickname at the front. So this is going to be landmarks in San Francisco. So Escape from Alcatraz, Painted Ladies, that kind of thing. So that might make it a little easier when you're going through the app, identifying what is our programming. Just a quick way to kind of stand out a little bit.
I think you can typically filter by assembly too on the app. Is that right? So that's another good way to
find out. Something looks out of place, you're like, what?
Yeah.
that's a good identifier. And we're continuing that tradition from previous program chairs. They always kind of title things by theme. I think Vinicio one year did rock and roll group themed. So just to kind of make PC Assembly stand out a little bit. Yes, use the app, kind of transitioning to that. It's probably the most convenient way, even though there will probably be some glitches and it might take a few days or so to like get used to it. But it's not always user friendly, but they're doing their best to keep it updated and to kind of work out those kinks. So the app is probably you're going to be your key tool to find what sessions you want to go to. And then, stay through Wednesday. We have a ton of programming on Wednesday. The Pulmonary Vascular Disease Clinical Year in Review portion is on Wednesday morning. We have a bunch of poster discussion sessions, a symposium, mini symposium, all on Wednesday. So please stay. I think, it's always fun to kind of, I shouldn't say this, but attend things outside of pulmonary circulation to see what other assemblies are doing, what other disease fields are doing to maybe get inspired. That would be a tip I have. Soban, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all of the above. And then for first timers, I think use social media. Hopefully our social media channels will be active. They always are. Some of the PH enthusiasts like to live tweet where the sessions are, and so you can follow the social media channels for ATS and the PC Assembly and all the people who are active. Second, I definitely would like to reiterate, please stay till the end if you can. Stay till Wednesday. There's a lot of programming that will keep you interested until Wednesday. And then definitely network, meet new people, come to the assembly meeting. I know that there are a lot of dinners afterwards at the end of the day. So I think for first time ATS PC Assembly members who are attending this conference, it's in San Francisco. Weather will be nice, so please plan to attend. You can walk around, and hopefully it will be a good, exciting meeting, and we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you all so much. As Soban mentioned, we will be active on social media. So for our listeners, our handle on X, if you don't already follow us, is at ATS_PC. So please follow us. Leading up to the conference, we'll be posting more and more kind of logistic and other pre-information that will be helpful. And then we're also on Blue Sky. So it's at ats-pc.bsky.social. So please follow us on social media. And while you're at ATS, please also tag us, because we always want to promote PC members' highlights and accomplishments and presentations at ATS. So please help us support and magnify your work. And then I think lastly, we just wanted to highlight that it's never too early to start thinking about ATS 2026. So Andrea and Soban, I heard that you'll be starting to look at next year program proposals not too long after this year's conference. Is that true or just a rumor?
That's the grand tradition of it. So yeah, if you go to ATS and you're like, oh, it was great, but they were missing this one thing, write it. Like, we build this conference around you. These are your proposal ideas. These are your scientific abstracts. These are your case reports. Like, if you have an idea, if you have like, oh, I really want to learn about, I can give a seminar about this topic. I know it better than anybody. Or we're missing this in education. Submit your ideas. This is your assembly and your conference. So these are always due like the last week of June. So it is pretty quick. You have about a month. But yeah, we take all comers. The program committee will get to reviewing those pretty quickly. I think the finalized ones are due in August to the international conference committee for programming. So yeah, if you have an idea, again, all career levels, wherever you're at, you can be, national, international, doesn't matter. Submit your ideas, submit your thoughts, and it will be reviewed, and the program committee will score it. And that's how we determine what's programmed.
Yeah, I agree. And feel free to reach out to me or to Andrea. Also, I just wanted to say that the early career working groups that we have are very active. I remember Andrea and I are both are part of that group, and yeah, definitely recommend junior investigators and physicians and scientists in training. Please join those groups. They're very vibrant and active, and then please let us know what your ideas are, and yeah, feel free to reach out, or if you see us at the conference, please feel free to come and say hi, and be happy to meet and talk to you.
Well, Andrea and Soban, I just can't thank you enough for joining us today and for this awesome overview. I think I'm even more excited for the conference than I was before we chatted today. And thank you also for all the hard work you do to put together all of this programming. I'm sure it's no small task, to put it mildly, and we're really grateful for all you do to represent our assembly so well at the conference.
And thank you for having us here. Thanks for all your hard work. A lot of things, I know they go unnoticed and in the background, so I really appreciate what you guys do. The web committee and all the other committees that the PC Assembly has. And also for moderators, another plug here too. We are all looking for more moderators, early career members especially, so please reach out if you want to be involved in moderating sessions. We'll be happy to include you.
Yeah, Yeah, and thank you to the assembly as well at large. Thank you for submitting your work, submitting your ideas, submitting your abstracts, and for volunteering. So our moderators, facilitators come from you, our committees come from you. So thank you all for being engaged in the assembly and putting out your ideas and your volunteer time.
Yeah, I agree with everything said. So thanks again, everyone, for your time. And just a reminder that registration is open, and it's going to be a great conference in San Francisco with many impactful PC Assembly sessions. So also stay tuned for upcoming episodes of Practical PH, and we'll see you at ATS, hopefully wearing dorky t-shirts this year.
Thank you all, and thank you so much to our listeners today. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. To learn more, visit our website at thoracic.org. Find more podcasts from the ATS assemblies on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a show.